Hello, everybody. Captain Marty Brill here, and it's March the 9th, Monday. We had a pretty decent weekend, and some rain moved in last night. We really needed that in eastern North Carolina, so that's a good thing. We're still just barely on the edge of drought, so the more rain we get, the better, especially for the agricultural areas and for Captain Marty's garden, which is an agricultural area. I've been working on that a little bit, got some potatoes and radishes planted, but we're here to talk fishing, and we will do just that when I come back in just a moment.
Let's be real. No one wants to deal with nasty varmints like mice, roaches, creepy crawlies, and critters. Leave that work to the experts at Outer Banks Pest Control. Outer Banks Pest Control is the best on the beach when it comes to eradicating those unwanted creatures. They've been in business for over 25 years with well over 100 years of combined exterminating experience. Specializing in both commercial and residential properties, Outer Banks Pest Control has all the tools and equipment necessary to take on any pesky job. They pride themselves on top quality customer service and workmanship. Hey, if it ain't red and yellow, it's just some coattail riding fella. Outer Banks Pest Control, the best on the beach with a proven track record of excellence since the year 2000 and online at outerbanks-pestcontrol.com.
Hi, I'm Captain Jay Cudworth of the Kokomo with Paradise Dolphin Cruises at Safe Harbor Marina in Wanchese. I want to invite you to take a ride out on the Roanoke Sound to see the majestic bottlenose dolphins up close. As a native, I'll be telling you stories from these waters as a boy growing up in Wanchese. Nature and history have combined to make this area unique, and I love sharing this special place with special people. So come on aboard with me and my crew and experience the real beauty of the Outer Banks. For more information, go online to ParadiseDolphinCruises.com. Again, this is Captain Jay. I look forward to seeing you soon.
So I got a couple things to share with you. The offshore fishing, I know we're sounding like a broken record. That's a good thing, by the way. When you can say day after day after day since late November that there's plenty of bluefin tunas around, man, that's a big body of fish, and they're hanging around. They're not migrating away from us yet. So we're very blessed in that regard. And they're anywhere from 100 pounds to 700 or 800 pounds. And let me share about that for a moment. So over the weekend, the ones that were caught, there were some really big ones. I saw several that were caught and released that were over 500 pounds. And several guys whose opinions I really trust a lot mentioned that a couple fish were in the 700 to 800 pound size class. That's a big, literally a giant bluefin tuna, but you have to let them go. As you know, the season is closed for those. You can catch and release, and people are doing it on come from all over the world to do it. So it is good for the economy. And then you got the smaller fish, which are down in the 200 pound range and below. That's still a 200 pound tuna. And some of the guys are catching, on a good day, 20 or 25 of those, just let them all go. Just some great footage on the different guides and Captain's Facebook pages and elsewhere. So it's just really a neat thing. Otherwise, we wouldn't have much. I did have lunch after church yesterday with Tommy Dancheese, a longtime commercial fisherman, and one of the guys that led me across the bar in my charter boat late one afternoon when the sea was breaking all the way across. The fog was thick, and it was the middle of January. I was actually running the Tar Heel that day for my friend John Bayless. And if Tommy hadn't been there with his skills and his radar and the things he had, it would have been really hard. But anyway, Tommy tells me that there's king mackerel still to be caught. He got in a few days of that. Now, commercial fishing, there's a lot of that going on in different ways. And Tommy himself does some ocean gill netting, had a couple good days on the croakers. And at this point, I just want to say it's really important to understand that in this dead of winter, when we see reports of very little to be caught recreationally, these commercial guys are still putting fish on people's tables. Some of it exported, some of it kept locally, but they're catching croakers, trout, bluefish, things like that. The trawlers are working offshore, and they're catching flounder and a lot of other stuff, really. Scup. Just a lot of stuff to be caught that makes its way to our fish houses. The fish houses employ people, give people winter work around here. I've packed fish many a day myself back in the day and was grateful for the job and the money. So all of that is going on. We don't talk much about the commercial fishery, but I did it. I did it one winter, ocean gill netting with John Bayless, and I'm going to tell you, I made a living. It was his first winter and my first winter trying that, but I got to tell you, I'm not cut out for wintertime fishing in the Atlantic Ocean. So I did it. I did my job, and I went on back to boat building. I think it's what I went back to in the wintertime. So that's about it for offshore along the beaches. Nothing to report still, although there is one bright spot. We've been having water temperatures in the lower 40s to the mid 40s down in Ocracoke. Tradewinds Tackle reporting water temperatures yesterday of 57 degrees. That means that the drum are going to be showing up any day. Last year, the drum bite, according to their some posts I saw that they had on Facebook, started on March the 19th. That's right around the corner. So we'll hope for the best on all of that, but I don't really have anything else, surf or pier to report. We'll take a break, and I'll be right back to talk to you about the backcountry.
Locally owned and operated since 1971, Billy's Seafood has been providing the locals and visitors of the Outer Banks with some of the freshest seafood you'll find. Not too far off the beaten path down Collington Road in KDH, Billy's Seafood has become a landmark for those seeking top-notch seafood at affordable prices. Billy's Seafood also has beer, wine, grandma's tuna salad, and other groceries as well. To see more, go online to billyseafoodobx.com. Billy's Seafood, putting fresh seafood on your table for over 50 years.
So the backcountry today is going to be another non-report. I just don't have any news about much going on. I haven't heard much about that little bit of a rock bite that was going on west of us, and even that season, I believe now, is closed. So it's just probably one of the slowest times of the year for us in the backcountry. By definition, that's all of the sounds, the Alligator River, and then of course we talk a lot about a lot of other things, some freshwater areas, some brackish areas over around Bellhaven up in the creeks, but it's just very, very quiet. And everybody, of course, will have to wait and see where we stand on our trout population after it starts warming up a little bit. We've had 2 winters in a row with cold stun events, so we can only just hope for the best in regard to that. I think we'll be okay. So anyway, that's about it. That's our fishing report for today. I hope that it helps you a little bit thinking about what's coming. The first tuna fishery to get primed for if you're going to book a charter boat, other than what is mostly a catch and release bluefin fishery. The first one that you can keep a blackfin, a yellowfin, or a big eye, those things are going to start nibbling here in April. So that's the time to think about if you want a peak spring season, shoot for early May is what I would say to book your charters. So that's it for today. I hope the good Lord blesses you richly in everything you do today.